It took me 8 years, good 8 years, to move my wife to Austria. And I'm here to tell you guys the reason why it took me that long. The truth is, there is fear in abroad where men are afraid of moving their wives abroad because of one particular story. That being said, I'm not saying that this is with every man. And also, I'm not saying that because of the fear that all the women are the same. No. But I'm here to tell you guys my own story. I got married 2010. And when I moved back to Austria, friends were saying to me, are you planning to move her here? I said, I don't know yet. But because of the fear of unknown, because of that story that when she moved abroad, she knows her right. She will be in charge. If you try to, treat her the way you're supposed to treat your wife here, then probably there will be a problem. But for me, that wasn't really the problem why I refused to, move my wife and my children abroad. For my own side, from beginning, I want to move back to Nigeria. I'm just waiting for an opportunity for me to do that. But in the street of Vienna, where I was living, in the street of Paris, London, Madrid, Texas, Vancouver, Tokyo, majority of this city, because it happened to James, so many people are using James as a reference. Because of that, so they clarify that every woman is the same thing like the woman James brought in. And now also, even when those things happen, you are an outsider. You don't know the reason why the marriage went sour. And nobody cares about why the marriage went sour. What everybody is talking about is the divorce. She moved in after 6 months, 1 year, she divorced him. Now, they are even going to court. He has to pay child support. He has to do that. But the truth is, does that mean that every woman that you brought from Nigeria is the same, like the same person that James brought in? And as I said before, you don't even know what the problem is, because you have to also understand what the problem is. Was the problem coming from the man, or is it coming from the woman? And nobody cared to know where the problem is coming from. But the only thing is, I brought her all the way from Nigeria now. She just came in after 6 months, she left. Of course, I understand that story perfectly. But now, instead of that negative way, because I took my time while I was still in Austria, every time they say, this person brought his wife and she left. The other person brought his wife, she left. The other person brought his wife, she left. But nobody is telling you that this person brought his wife. They are together. They are already 7 years. Nobody will tell you that this person also brought his wife. They are already 10 years together. Nobody will tell you that this person brought his wife. They are 20 years together. They always give reference of those failed marriages. And because of that, 70% of married men living abroad left their wives here in Nigeria, which I also did. As I said, it took me 8 good years. But as I said, my own side is not about the fear. My own is because I want to move back to Nigeria. I'm just trying for opportunity to move back to Nigeria, which I did. 2011, I left London to Nigeria. I was here till 2018 with my family. I could just go, come back, maybe 2 times in a year. Now, Until 2018, when things were rough, I decided to go back to Austria. And at this particular time, I remember December 2017, things are rough. It's difficult for me to survive. And then I said, you know what do I do? So I said to my wife, I think it's time for me to move back to Austria. And not only moving back to Austria, I will also want us to move together. My wife couldn't believe that, because for her, for the past 7 years, 2010 till 2017, we have never had a discussion about abroad. She laughed. Or when she laughed, she left. After 1 week again, I called her again. I said to her, I'm thinking about moving in January to Austria to go and get a job, and then I can file you guys resident permit so that you guys can join me. She laughed again. But January 2018, that is when she started taking me serious. I started making calls, calling my friends, asking them for job. Even my friend that I was telling about getting me a job, all of them were also laughing at me. I will go, what are you saying? But there is a way that when you talk, then people will take you serious. They know, okay. They said, okay, if you want a job, okay, send your, let me talk to our manager. So they spoke to their manager, and then their manager said I should come. So I told my wife, I'm going. I bought ticket. That was when my wife took me serious for the first time. I bought ticket, got to Austria, took my documents, went to the security company. I think I landed around February. So 1 month after, about 3 weeks after I landed, I started the job, 2018. So when I started to work, I took picture of my security clothes. I sent it to my wife. She used it for her, I remember, she used it for her WhatsApp, profile. I laughed. So 3 months after I worked, I have to send them documents, and they started processing their documents. Now, that is when the challenge starts. Now, some friends learned about me planning to relocate my wife and my children. I remember one came to me. He came to me. This is my best friend. And to be honest, that was how our relationship gets soured. This is my best friend. He came to me, and after that day, my relationship with him got soured. I was walking close to his house. I called him that I am close to his house. I was working in a construction company as a security man, so closer to his house. So I called him, bro, I dare your area. If you can come out, let's meet. So he said, okay, I'm coming. So after 10 minutes, he got there. So, we talked. So without knowing, he came with something that would destroy our relationship for life. Will I say for life? But it has, for at least almost going to 8 years now. The relationship has, you can imagine when this person is your best friend, and it's 8 years already now. You guys are not, I don't even know when I talked to him last. So he came. While we were talking, he asked me a question that shocked me. Not only the question, his response. For me, I was looking at an enemy in disguise. You can imagine when your best friend now, you are looking at your best friend as your enemy in disguise. He said to me, I heard that you want to relocate your wife. Though I told him, so he said, When I told him that, he thought maybe I was just joking, but he heard that I'm really doing that. So I said to him, yes, is there any problem? He said to me, that's fear in the street of Vienna. This person has a wife. His wife is also, his wife is living in Nigeria. So while he was talking to me, he was saying, do you know what you are about to do? You want to bring that lady here in Austria. I said to him, is there any problem in that? He said, bro, to be honest, you don't want me to say it. And I don't want to open my mouth to tell you what is going on. That girl, he's referring to my wife as that girl. That is even where already my mind was looking at. As a Nnewi man, we in Nnewi, we have one thing. We in Nnewi, we have one thing. Even though when I don't have money, I have pride. I don't have money as a Nnewi man, but I have pride. So when he was saying those things, because he has money, he's okay. We started building the same house, the same time, this house, but mine then was, I think, somewhere here. And I don't even have money to do that, but he has already finished his own, and he also is building another one in Lagos then. So he has money. So he was seeing me as somebody who is mad, who doesn't understand his left or right. So while he was saying, so already I was seeing him as, let me just allow him to land. So he said, you bringing this girl here, brother, this girl that I am seeing, because he knows my wife. So he said that if you bring this girl here, that will be the worst mistake of your life. I said, how, bro? I'm just saying it because, bro, I don't want you to say I did not say. Of course, a lot of people will be talking behind you, but I'm telling you as a friend, if you bring this girl here, this will be the worst mistake and you will regret immediately. Immediately, I said, wait. I called him by his name. I said, you know what? I've been married since 2010. We are discussing this 2018, yeah, right? So I said to him, I married 2010. You got married in Nigeria 2017. And you're advising me. Of course, I know that you are still married with an Austrian lady. But we are talking about cultural background now, basically based on Africa. I got married 2010. You got married 2017. Around 8 months then. And you're advising me. If your wife in Nigeria is the same person that you are referring to, if you see your wife as someone who will come here and do whatever that you are saying, because they always say, if she come, she will follow people, men, and run. If she come, she will throw you away. If she come, she will finish your life. I said to him, bro, everything in this life is about you as a man. I don't want to call his name because I wanted to call his name right now, but I won't. I said to him, I want you to listen to me. And whatever I'm saying here, I want you to put it in writing. Anything you give a woman is what you will get. I know a lot of people understand. I said to him, anything you give to your wife is what you will get. I said to him, yeah, I understand your worries because sometimes I'll ask you, bro, this thing that we are doing, you are married here and then you have a wife there, you tell me after if she doesn't want, she can go away. She can go to her. She knows that we are married, this and that. Sometimes you even tell me that, bro. In short, I said to him, those things are who you are. Because of who you are, that is why you are afraid that maybe if your wife comes because of who you are, it will affect you. Of course, you know that it will affect you because this is who you are. And I said to him, this is not who I am, bro. I have conscience. Whatever I'm giving to my wife is what I'm expecting. If I give my wife bad, let her give me back, I will take it. If I'm giving my wife what I want her to give to me, let her give it to me, I will take it. So I said to him, then he said something that destroyed the relationship immediately. He said to me, you know what? Whew. You look at me, Ogo, you will regret days. And I will not be there to help out. So now, why he said that he will not be there to help out is, first of all, if I'm struggling, sometimes I call him, please, I need some money. My family, I want this and that, so he won't be here to help me. Secondly, he believed that if my wife eventually set her foot in Austria, that she will leave me and, I will regret everything that I did. But I said to him, you've been married for 8 months, barely 8 months. I give you 8 years. If you are still with that woman, then come back and talk to me. And after 8 years, we will talk. He left. I blocked him. And this is how the relationship ended. I'm saying this story because of the narrative that if you are married, if you want to move your wife abroad, the narrative in the street of all the major city around the world abroad is your wife, when she comes, she will push you out from the house. She will follow another man. Men will be counting money and she will be following them. This and that, this and that. This is the narrative in the street around the world, abroad, especially some of Nigerian men. Finally, 2019, May, the visa was approved. They came in June 2019, and when she came, it was difficult. Everybody now, all the people that we are talking behind, the scene, the downfall of Ugoiglet is already here. Most of my friends, 70%, 75, 80% of them are not married. 80% of them are not married. So I was, opportune. I was opportune to be one or two that got married that time. So when my wife came in 2019, then everybody now waiting for the downfall. So later on, we started content creating, and they saw us doing what we are doing on Facebook then, 2019. So 2019. So the rumor now inside the restaurant in Vienna is this person. See what they are doing. These people are crazy. See what Ugo is doing. So he finally, we said it. Everywhere they stay is me. They are discussing me. They are discussing what I'm doing. They are discussing how foolish I am. You understand what I'm saying? But what they did not know is that the way of God is not the way of man. Why they don't understand where I'm going then, I alone understand where I'm going. Because the Bible said that whosoever finds wife finds good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. I was doing this with my wife. They didn't understand it. Because for them, how could it's really, I understand them. Because how could you move your wife abroad and now you are on Facebook dancing, doing whatever, making some, for them, are you normal? But I have about 4 friends that were there for me. Martin, this guy, oh my God. Oscar, oh my God. Uche, one Jamo. These 3, and who again? These 3 were fighting for me. These three gentlemen, Martin, Oscar, and Uche Nwanne Jamo, these 3 were fighting for me while people were talking about me, saying about how stupid I am, how foolish I am. These people were fighting for me. And those are my inspiration, these 3. These 3 people were my inspiration. So where am I going? I'm just trying to say that same abroad that people are saying, if you bring your wife, if you move her in, that your life is finished. That same abroad that when people, in the street of Texas, Vienna, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, Torino, Milano, London, Tokyo, around the globe, abroad. The same lady, the same girl, my best friend called, don't bring this girl. If you bring her, this will be your downfall. The same lady came in. She came in 2019, my wife. 6 months after COVID, or 5 or 6 months after COVID came, January, she said to me, let's start content. Me, being that I was working as a security, I was working 12 hours Monday to Monday. And I said to her, this is not me. This is not what I want to, I cannot do this. But because of, I saw how she wanted. I saw that this is her happiness. You can imagine when you work 12 hours standing like this as a security man and you come back tired. Even when I work from, not in Vienna, I work in another city, I have to drive, come back, drop the car in the office, and then enter train to my house. So, I have at least sometimes 5 hours sleep. I have to go again, standing 12 hours, and then I will come by my wife, say, please, Nkem, help, let's do it. I will use my last strength just because I want my wife to be happy. And when we started this, brother, that is when fire came. My topic was the topic of the town. How foolish she was. The most stupid human being on earth. That time, nobody, no man from the Igbo man that is doing anything with his wife on Facebook. I was the only one. So they saw me as the most stupid Igbo man. I am from Nnewi. I got email, I got messages, I got comments that was saying, what are you doing? No, we don't do this. One thing they fail to understand is the way of man is not the way of God. When they are thinking the other way, God is making his way the other side. Now, what I'm about to say, what am I saying? The same woman that took me 8 years to bring her to abroad. The same woman that when I was trying to bring her, my best friend was telling me, don't ever. Friends were telling me, don't ever. People who are not close to me are talking about it. When she came in, now they are, everybody, everybody with his can beer, waiting for the downfall of Ugoiglet. That woman came into my life. She came to abroad and changed everything. And today, you can imagine, this house, I was saying then, I was building this house. It took me 7 good years. Then, there is no roof. It was just like this. No pillars, no pillar. There's no pillar. Because I couldn't afford to put those pillars. Those pillars that you saw there, I couldn't afford to put those pillars. No roof. 7 years. Anytime I come, I will park here. No fence, no distance. No, everywhere is completely empty. I will look at my house. I say, God, when can I roof this house? My wife, the moment I moved my wife abroad, 2019 June, 2020 January, we started content. 1 year after, the blessing, that blessing that God promised every man that is married, whosoever find wife, find good thing and obtain favor from the Lord, immediately, boom, the grace locate me. Nobody now is making reference with me. So why can't you make reference with me that Ugoiglet brought his wife and grace found him? People are still making reference with James, that James brought his wife, the wife left him. People are making reference with Marcus brought his wife. Wife left him. And nobody wants to understand why she left. But everybody saying that he brought her, she left. Now, James also brought his wife. They are still there. Hyacinth brought his wife, and they are still there. Robinson brought his wife, and they are still there. Nobody is discussing about them. Everybody is discussing about this. Now, no go Iglet. At least I'm very popular. At least you can confidently say, Ugo Iglet brought his wife. The moment he brought his wife, his life changed. At least I'm a reference that you can do. This one you can even Google, and then the reference will be. No, you don't need to be shouting. You just need to Google it. Bam, bam. Who is Ugo Iglet? Then Google will tell you who this person is. You might not Google James, Robinson and the rest. You might, because even though you Google them, you might not see them. But those ones are there because all the people around that city where you are living are talking about these people. And now ask them question: how many people did their wife divorce? Now they will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the problem. Now, because of 9, they made it that every woman is the same as this 9. Even when you don't know why they divorce. But now, ask them how many people are married and still living together. You count thousands of them who are married and still living together. But because 9 divorced, so everybody in the street of Vienna, London, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Texas, Atlanta, Vancouver, Calgary, Tokyo. Are talking about this set. Now, use me as reference. The moment I brought my wife, Jenny, to Austria, that was when the grace of God located me. This is how the blessing of God located me. And today, you can imagine, 5 years after, 2020 to 2025, 5 years after, we moved back to Nigeria. Marriage depends on who you are, you as a man. I say again, what you give your wife is what she will give you. I understand there are some women who are also, no matter how you do, they will still bring their color. But still, if you are giving that woman what you want her to give her, if you are giving your wife what you want her to give you, and at last things go sour, you can confidently, because there are women who, no matter what you do, it will not work. So if you have given her what you want her to give you back, you can confidently, when things go bad, you say, God, I did my own. Even human being around you, even the animals around you will testify. And believe me, it might be that this is what God wants, because he knows that this is not your wife. You made a mistake, because people are making mistakes. People are making mistakes in marriage. So the reason why I'm here is I just want to share this story. Don't forget that I have a first episode, and the first episode is already showing on my YouTube. And that first episode is 1 year after in Nigeria. Do we regret coming down to Nigeria? So that is my first episode. It's already on YouTube now showing. And the second episode was the truth about raising children here in Nigeria and abroad. The truth about raising children here in Nigeria and abroad is also showing now on my YouTube. So this one is the fear of men, the fear of some men moving their wife from Nigeria to wherever they are staying in abroad. So I just want to share my own story, because sometimes we are afraid of unknown, and we don't know that we are holding our blessing. You can imagine if I did not finally move my wife 2019. I don't know, maybe things will change also, maybe not. But I can proudly say that this is my best decision. You know, a lot of people say, no, why would you do that? But this is my best decision. If you look around me, you will know that my best decision is the day I decided to move my family back to abroad. Because we moved. Things changed. My wife changed things. Through her, God said, suffer no more. You can imagine, this is sunny. I'm here at 12 hours. Winter, I'm here at 12 hours. You don't know what God has done for me. If you are just joining this channel, please don't forget to click on the subscription button and also click on the notification button. I have 10 episodes. This one is third. And every of them is worth hearing because I'm sharing my experience. 1 year in Nigeria here, I want to share my experience so that people will know what I'm going through. And if things were rough, I will also say it. If things were also good, I also say it. If there are challenges and how we overcome it, I also say it. So that's why I said, don't forget to go and listen to episode 1, episode 2, and this one is episode 3. So thank you guys, and remain blessed for now.